People have strong opinions about Carnival. Some swear it's the most fun you'll ever have on a cruise ship, and others think it's total chaos at sea. And the truth? Well, it sits somewhere in the middle. But if you know how this cruise line really works, you'll avoid the mistakes that ruin trips and see why so many people keep coming back. Hey y'all, I'm Evan with Family at Sea, where we help make every cruise unforgettable. I've sailed with every major cruise line in the US over the past year, and I can tell you with total confidence that no one does things quite like Carnival. The energy on board hits you fast and never really lets up. And if you're not ready for that kind of pace, it can wear you out before you even get to day 3. So today, I'm breaking down what first-time cruisers need to know about Carnival Cruise Line to help keep the fun from turning into frustration. If you're ready, I am. Let's go. Carnival calls itself the fun ship for a reason, and it doesn't take long to figure that out. From the moment you board, there's music blasting, bartenders shouting drink orders, and someone teaching the cha-cha slide by the pool before you've even unpacked. It's not subtle, and it's definitely not quiet, but that's what people love about it. And the energy on board doesn't fade when the sun goes down either. You'll find karaoke battles, deck parties, and people closing out the pizza line at midnight. If you're expecting serenity and sophistication, this might not be your line. But if you lean into the chaos and let loose a little, well, you'll understand why so many cruisers call it the most fun they have ever had at sea. Carnival might have flashy new ships, but its boarding process still runs on paper. Unlike pretty much every other major cruise line, you can't just flash a QR code or open an app at the terminal. Your boarding pass needs to be printed. If you forget, they can print one for you at the port, but it's this tiny piece of paper that's easy to lose, which can be problematic because you not only need it to board, you also need it to grab drinks or anything else once you're on board until your sail and sign cards show up at your stateroom. It works fine, I guess, but it's not ideal, especially when you're juggling carry-ons, kids like we do, and everything else going on during embarkation. My advice? Snap a photo of your printed pass and keep it in your phone's favorites. That way you've got a backup if it gets wet, torn, or lost somewhere between the check-in counter and the Lido deck bar. And speaking of saving yourself from embarkation chaos, when you're going it on your own, chaos kind of just finds you. That's where Cruises It comes in. They're a travel agency who's on your side from start to finish. They give you a real person who knows your trip, knows your ship, and keeps you from taking a wrong turn before your vacation even starts. They've saved us thousands, unlocked perks we didn't even know existed. Make sure we never end up like Frank, who bragged about scoring a quiet cabin near the action before realizing he booked the room directly above the nightclub. Frank, if your walls are shaking at 1 a.m., that's not the ocean. With their low price guarantee and real humans who actually know what they're doing, Cruises It makes cruising easier, cheaper, and way less stressful. So click the link in the description below or call the number on the screen and tell them Evan from Family at Sea sent you. You'll be glad you did. Carnival offers a paid add-on called Faster to the Fun, and it's one of the few upgrades that's actually worth the price in my opinion. It usually runs $75 to $150 per cabin, and it sells out fast because the people who've cruised Carnival before know how valuable it is. It gets you to your stateroom early so you can drop your bags. It gets your check-in bags to your door quicker, and it gives you a separate check-in line at the terminal and a priority tender service so you're not waiting around with everyone else. You also get priority access and guest services if you need help once you're on board. It doesn't sound like much, but on embarkation day, it can save you hours, and that alone makes it worth every penny. The sail away party is a must-do on any Carnival cruise. It's the moment the energy of the ship really kicks in. So head to the Lido deck, grab a drink, and join the crowd while the music's going. The cruise director will be hyping everyone up. People will start dancing, and that's the exact kind of chaos you signed up for with Carnival in the first place. But once the ship starts moving, make your way to the aft of the ship where the noise fades, the breeze picks up, and you'll see the shoreline drift away while the sky opens up in every direction. It's calmer but still feels electric, and you'll get a better view with better options for photos and a quiet reminder that you're finally at sea. Carnival's main dining rooms get all the attention when it comes to included dining, but it's far from your only option. Across the fleet, you'll find grab-and-go spots, themed restaurants and smaller venues that outshine the MDR, like Guy's Burger Joint, Blue Iguana Cantina, Shack's Big Chicken, Chibang, and Guy's Pig and Anchor. Then, of course, there's the Lido Buffet as well, but some of what you'll find there is actually at an extra cost. With as many options as they have, though, they can still get quite busy. The trick here is to check the Carnival Hub app early in the day and plan around the crowds. You'll eat better, wait less, and realize you don't have to rely on the same dining room rotation as everyone else. Embarkation Day is pure excitement mixed with a side of mayhem, and most people make the same mistake. They board the ship and head straight to the Lido Buffet, bags still in tow. But the crowds there are total chaos with lines a mile long, tables that are scarce, and it's probably the least relaxing moment of the entire cruise. On many ships, Cucina del Capitano, Chibang, or Guy's Pig and Anchor serve complimentary lunch on embarkation day. You'll sit down, eat in peace, and actually feel like you're on vacation before sail away even begins. It's the easiest way to start your cruise calm and full instead of stressed and sweaty, which who wants to do that? And one more note about the food on board. Everybody rushes to Guy's Burger Joint like it's the last meal they'll ever have. The hype's real, but here's the truth. It's a solid burger, but it's not a life-changing one. The lines get ridiculously long, the toppings bar gets messy, and for most of you, it's just probably not worth the wait. But there's another spot on some ships that's surprisingly underrated, Guy's Pig and Anchor. Most people don't realize they serve a free lunch menu on sea days with smoked pork, chicken, mac and cheese, and beans that taste like they took all day. It's also one of the few places on the ship where you can actually find a table and enjoy your food without dodging buffet traffic. So yes, try Guy's Burger Joint for the experience, but definitely don't miss Guy's even better spot, Pig and Anchor. This is where the real Guy Fieri flavor hides. Carnival's Cheers package sounds simple. You pay once and grab a drink anytime you want without having to worry about a bill. But unlimited doesn't actually mean unlimited. There's a 15 drink cap per day for alcoholic beverages, and once you hit 15, that's it until the next day, no matter how sober you feel. On some other cruise lines, when you hit 15, it just means you have to pay for additional drinks, but on Carnival, you're officially cut off for the day. The package also doesn't start until you're in international waters if sailing out of Texas or New York because of state laws. So with those ports, you'll have to pay out of pocket for at least the first few hours of embarkation day. Now, I'll be honest, 15 drinks a day is plenty for me, but a lot of people hit that limit each day. Now, on the fun side of things, when people do hit that limit, the bartenders don't just cut them off. They make it a moment. There's usually a round of applause, a few laughs, and someone yelling, "He made it!" The first time I saw it, I had no idea what people were going so crazy about. But this is the only cruise line where being cut off comes with a celebration. A lot of cruise lines make you feel like you're sneaking something past security if you pack and drink, but Carnival's surprisingly chill about it. Each adult can bring one 750 milliliter bottle of wine or champagne in their carry-on, in addition to 12 cans of soda or juice. And once you're on board, you can enjoy your own wine in your cabin or pay a small corkage fee if you want it served at dinner. It's a simple policy that saves you money even if you don't buy the drink package. And if you're going to hit your 15 drinks, it might be a good backup plan. Most cruise line apps feel like afterthoughts, but the Carnival Hub app actually earns its spot on your phone. It shows your daily schedule, your dining options and wait times, and it even lets you join the virtual line for your time dining so you don't have to stand around outside the restaurant like everyone else. You can also check menus, see show times, and keep track of what's happening anywhere on the ship. The chat feature costs $5 per person, but it's worth it if you're traveling with family or friends and don't want to rely on sticky notes on the door or paper Wi-Fi. Just be sure to download the app before you board and log in once you're on the ship's Wi-Fi. It's not perfect, but it's the closest thing Carnival has to a personal assistant at sea. If you've never cruised a Carnival before, brace yourself because quiet isn't part of the experience. The cruise director and entertainment team love the microphone, and you'll hear them everywhere on the pool deck, on the hallway speakers, and even in your cabin. There's trivia, bingo, art auctions, and dance parties, and they all come with an enthusiastic announcement to remind you of exactly what's happening. They would say it's part of the charm, but if you're trying to nap in the afternoon or catch an early flight, it can get old fast. I recommend bringing earplugs or a white noise app if you're sensitive to sound, and pick a cabin away from the public spaces if peace matters. And once you accept the Carnival runs on energy instead of silence, you'll stop fighting it and start laughing every time the cruise director yells, "Good morning, Carnival family!" When you need a break from the nonstop noise, head for Serenity, which is Carnival's adults-only retreat. It's tucked away on the top decks, usually with its own bar, comfy loungers, and a hot tub or two. Most first-timers don't realize it's completely free, and it's one of the quietest spots on the ship. You won't hear line dance music or pool games here, just the ocean and maybe a blender running in the distance. The loungers fill fast on sea days, so claim one early and hang on to it. It's the perfect reset when you've had your fill of the fun ship energy, and once you find it, you'll start sneaking back there every afternoon, wondering how everyone else hasn't caught on yet. Carnival moves a lot of people, and you'll feel that at certain times of day. The lines for burgers, bars, and elevators can get long fast, especially right after a show lets out or during sea day lunch. It may feel like poor design on Carnival's behalf sometimes, but it's really just a lot of cruisers chasing the same idea at the same time. The trick is to shift your schedule just a little. Eat breakfast before 9, grab lunch after 1, and hit the pool when everyone else is eating. You'll wait less and enjoy it way more. The same goes for shows. Arrive 45 minutes early if you actually want a good seat. Once you realize that lines are part of the experience, they stop being frustrating. So bring your patience, plan around the rush, and remember that no one's in a hurry out here because you're already on vacation. Carnival may call it elegant night, but don't overthink it. You'll see everything from tuxedos to t-shirts and sometimes tuxedo t-shirts all at the same table. Most people throw on something a little nicer than usual. Think a polo or a sundress or maybe a collared shirt and call it good. And the crew does a great job of making it feel like an event, but it's not a formal night in the traditional cruise sense. If dressing up makes you happy, go for it, but don't feel out of place if you keep it simple. The dining room staff won't turn you away unless you're wearing swimwear or gym clothes. The key is to show up, enjoy the menu upgrades like lobster or prime rib, and take advantage of the photo ops in the atrium. Just don't stress over what you're wearing because on Carnival, the focus is on the fun, not fashion. If you only remember one thing on port days, make it this: the ship runs on Carnival time, not local time. Ports in the Caribbean and Central America often shift an hour ahead or behind, and if your phone auto updates, you can accidentally miss all aboard. So before you get off, check the time displayed on the ship's clocks or on the Carnival Hub app because that's the only time that matters. Set your watch or phone manually, disable auto time zones, and don't rely on GPS or cell service. Just about every Carnival cruise I've ever done has had a few people who learn this the hard way and end up waving from the dock as the ship sails off without them. Don't be that person. Carnival time is the only time that counts. No matter how much you plan, something on your cruise won't go exactly how you pictured it. Maybe the show you wanted gets rescheduled, or your luggage shows up late, or that quiet deck chair ends up next to a conga line, or maybe you end up having a port or two get canceled due to the weather. The trick, though, is to keep your expectations in check and let the little things slide. We've been on a lot of cruises, but we've never been on a perfect cruise. Something is going to go sideways, and how you handle it decides whether it ruins your day or becomes a funny story later. So stay flexible and stay grateful, and you'll end up with memories that outlast any delay or detour. Now here's the bad news. Not every Carnival ship lives up to the hype, and one of them caught me completely off guard. The good news? That could either be a problem or the best surprise yet. So don't stop here, come hang out with me in the next one where I share my full review of the Carnival celebration and find out whether it lived up to its name. If you're ready, I am. Let's go.